A nervous Trbojevic waiting at the back here for the Seagulls. The first of 3 games on Super Saturday. We're underway here in Canberra, and it's Nathan Brown tearing into them, bringing it back at speed, running to Whitehead and Timacor. They were there to meet him. What a way to get this one going.
Well, we know what sort of player Nathan Brown is. Pushes off the back fence. Have a look at the contact here. Straight up under the ball, Timacor. Oh, boy.
A shift here from the Seagulls out to that right-hand side. They'll play a 10 on their own side of halfway as Trbojevic does the honours there from dummy half as they bring it back to the middle of the field. Olakau'atu back in the lineup, having served his suspension for the indiscretion out of the grandstand in Origin 3 at Suncorp Stadium. Chance for a kick here from inside Raiders territory. It's Brooks who'll put it in the air coming forward. Savage is underneath it, makes the catch there. Wrapped up by the New South Wales Origin captain in Jake Trbojevic and also Nathan Brown in warm, sunny conditions. I say warm by Canberra standards. It's a very mild Saturday afternoon here in the nation's capital. Starting from dummy half. Across there where they'll take it forward through Timacor, just short of the 40-metre line. Hands out to the left-hand side for Papalii. Gets a nice hand from the fans here as he takes his first carry of the afternoon. Now back to Fogarty. As Ricky Stewart said in our pre-game show with both of you gentlemen and also Lara Pitt, that had they had him on deck all season, they probably wouldn't be in the predicament that they're in at the moment with 9 wins, 10 losses and sitting in 10th position on the ladder. That biceps injury came along at the worst possible time for both Jamal and also the Raiders.
It was a really nice opening set from the Manly Seagulls. Shifted the ball to the right-hand side, just got out of that to and fro of the middle, and they do it again, finding a little bit of success now.
Here's Garrick down the right-hand side. This speeds the Saab outside him, but he puts the ball down. Cleaned up here by Strange. He can really scoot. Ankle tap there from Trbojevic. It won't stop him. And listen to this crowd. Ball put down when Manley were looking promising on that right edge. Strange runs away with it. After sitting down and watching the game last week, he's back in a big way here today.
Yeah, I just made mention about the Raiders under assault on that left-hand side, and they come up with a bit of joy through Garrick. He leaves the ball behind, and Strange just picks it up. Clean set of heels, the old ball and the young ball, and the Harvey Norman replay. Daly Cherry Evans unable to bring him down, and against the run of play, the Canberra Raiders are able to strike in the opening minutes.
Well, it's just an unbelievable drop ball as they try to spread the ball again on their right-hand side. Watch Strange here just take off. I would have backed Cherry Evans to make a tackle here. He went for the ankle tap. I don't know if he was close enough to make a legs tackle there from behind, but anyway, tries the ankle tap. The young fella goes over after having a rest. And there's the error. Just the ball slips out.
Oh, stand by. We're about to have an intervention from the bunker because as we just saw on that last angle there's a touch from Jordan Rapana as the ball comes free.
He plays at the ball in a one-on-one tackle and knocks it forward into the Manly player. We have a decision.
There you go.
So what a moment there. Manly facing being down 6 points to 0 minutes into the game. And it's the hand there of Jordan Rapana making contact with the ball and forcing it forward. Watch it again here. Makes contact there. And it came off his hand perhaps once again. So good call by the bunker to jump in and rule that no try.
Yeah, it's the right call as the Manly Seagulls.
It was a little bit of a show and go there for Garrick, wasn't it? It looked like he was going to pass and then didn't pass. So Rapana obviously thought the ball was going to leave his hand, so he knocks the football down.
Some really good signs blocker, particularly coming out of their own end, just wanting to chance their arm and get away from the middle part of the field.
So from the scrum win, it's Manly who take it into Canberra territory. And play it here, 40 out from the line. The second there, standing out of the scrum as comes to the right-hand side. Olakau'atu goes straight through the tackle there of Hudson Young, who's been left on the ground, back on his feet now, but they're 15 metres out. It comes to Brown. Here's Brooks, no looker. Lawton there, playing in game number 100 of his NRL career, taken to ground in a fashion which draws a penalty from the referee.
Just keeping an eye on Brooks and Daly. Terry Evans here. Want to continue to mount the pressure.
So they tap it and go. Had the chance there to take 2 points and put themselves on the board. They'll look for more from 5 metres out. As Croker waits at dummy half. Set restart here for Manley. Comes out to Ola Kawatu, who made that damaging run straight through the tackle of Hunt and Young. He'll play it here for Croker. Comes out to Cherry Evans, shows it. In behind the decoy. Now Tom Trbojevic, quick ball, ruled forward. Lehigh Hopewati. He plants it down, but the pass out to him called forward, and a quick call as well.
Yeah, Trbojevic just swings down to this left-hand side. The call made that it was a forward pass out of the hands there of Trbojevic. Hopewati showed great pace to get over the try line for no avail.
Gee, I like the start from Olakawatu. A couple of weeks off. He's had some damaging runs. He's in that sort of mood. Get him some early ball.
Head in, Tom. Cock off. Let's get him a hold. Right.
And a chance at either end for both teams as Canberra work it away here from inside their 20. In excess of 16,000 fans at kickoff. They made their way into this stadium to see who can win this battle between the Raiders and the Seagulls, with so much on the line here today. Play it there through Whitehead, Canberra, as Tarpany wants to be on the 40. Three-man tackle by the visitors as Starling parking instructions from dummy half, has Papalii coming onto it. Brings him down at the mid-stripe with one more play remaining in this set. Fogarty's kick, end over end. He can be a real terror with the high ball. Pretty simple catch in the end here for Trbojevic. And they'll wrap him up inside the Manly 20. Saab, what a battle it will be this afternoon between him and Rapana, the man who cleans up the crumbs here. Oh, and then he thought there was a chance there. It was a free shot. No advantage there taken by the Raiders off the mistake of Saab, and so Canberra will have it from 30 metres out.
He did a good job, Saab, just to get over the top there of Ethan Strange, who's been terrific this season. Back into the side after last week, was rested. And just come up with an error. Now the Canberra Raiders in great field position. We saw a little scrum play last week. We heard from Ricky Stewart there might be something up the sleeve for this game.
He had that look about him, didn't he, Ricky, in the pre-game show? A little sparkle in the eye that suggested there's something coming again today. He said there are variations of that same formation we used against the Bulldogs last week.
The dreaded cannonball.
We'll see what they offer. For the moment, they're here at the 20. Slow play the ball, set restart as Smithies was taken to ground beyond the referee's liking. Contact there from Lawton over the top of Tarpany, who may well stay on the ground here. No doubt he was collected high. Tarpany has a bit to say about it. Now just feels the jaw, stays on a knee, hoping that there would be a call. And, well, the referee says
well, he's just got to play on. If
He,
the referee hasn't called it, he's just got to play on. Now they've lost all momentum, the Canberra Raiders.
No doubt Lawton did get him around the
Absolutely.
chops or thereabouts, but it's play on. Starling through the middle here is Tarpany once again, who runs towards Lawton. Accommodates him here. Quick play the ball this time. Fogarty comes out to Whitehead. Dumps it out the back. Weeks for Savage. Dancing here. Comes back away from the sideline. And it will be a high tackle and a penalty here. Savage copying one on the way through. A bit of irony there for Joseph Tarpany, who wore that tackle there around the lower jaw and the neck. So they tap it and go, Canberra, as Manly did at the other end of the field. Starling will wait here at dummy half. Smithies held down a long time again. Tarpany runs towards Croker. 6 more plays. From on top of the line, Starling dropping back. comes to Fogarty. Players in motion. He heads out though to Timacor. Runs towards Brooks. Makes a good legs tackle there, but he'll play it quickly. Savage through Fogarty. Comes back to Smithies. And their midfield now still just 10 metres out from the Manly line. 8 minutes gone. No score as yet. Here's Young. With the tackle there of Jake Trbojevic and also Cherry Evans. Tackles up their sleeve off the back of the restart. There's Tapani, just shifts it on to Whitehead. Not a lot doing there. Well, one more play now. Starling heads back to Fogarty. He'll just chip it in behind. Saab is there, as tall as he is. That was an easy catch, but there was a Raiders chaser who was taken down by the Manly defence, and it will be Canberra who retain possession.
Yeah, very much underwhelming set there from the Raiders. You see Garrick just getting in the way of Rapana, and that was pedestrian at its best from the Raiders. They need to come up with a little bit more variation there, Block.
Yeah, I think they're just attacking right close to the line. I think they prefer to be 30, 40 metres out to attack. Just lost their way a little bit in the last couple of sets. They've had an ample opportunity to score. A couple of restarts.
So for the moment, Starling heads out to Fogarty. Now, gets in shape out here on this right-hand side. They are very narrow, the back line, through the middle of the field. Here's a chance. Papalii! On this milestone occasion, the big Papa. He was too strong from close range. Manly had no answer, and there has rarely been a more popular try here in Canberra.
Yeah, it's the two bookends, Tapani and also Papalii, the man of the moment. It's his show this afternoon. Beautiful slide of hands from Tapani. Just gets on the outside of the defenders. Looks out the back, plays short. It was Paseka that dug in. And that's a great line from Papalii. How often has he done it for the Canberra Raiders under the sticks?
Yeah, so good in the middle third of that field too. You just split the defenders up, get one-on-one. Tapani mixing his game up. He's been tackled early in this game. You know what, I wonder if an offloader of the football he is. This time it's a pass before the line. Set play. Papalii goes in for the Raiders. They've had a lot of ball. They needed to score. A couple of flat periods there to open the game, but they're the first to score. It
was great composure from Tapani. There's a little battle going on in the middle of the field with Paseka and also Brown and Tapani. And he just got Paseka interested into the tackle before. A nice little sleight of hand.
And again, some real mind games from Ricky Stewart. There wasn't a Raiders player on the right-hand side of the field within 20 metres of the sideline during that whole set of 6. In the end, it was, I guess, the double bluff. They decided to go straight through the middle. Great hands by the big fellas. Josh Papalii. Game number 301. That's at 4 points to 0. Jamal Fogarty looking for his 21st consecutive goal. Only one short of Jared Croker's all-time Raiders record of 22 straight.
Good spot to get it.
You won't mind that if he gets a couple more today from that range. Right in front. We've had 10 minutes. It's 6 points to 0, Lara.
And that's what they all came to see, was confirming that there is over 100 family and friends here who've made the trip from his home in Logan. They have been here, I'm told, all week, and they were at training yesterday. And a sign of that man, Josh Papalii's champion status, is that everyone wants to be around him, including a lot of his old teammates who turned up to Belmore in the sheds to celebrate 300. It's 301 today, and the coaching staff shared the story that it's not just what he does on the field for this club, it's all the little things that are unseen off the field that make him such a leader and a legend.
Tapani brings it back out here to get this set rolling off the back of the try by Josh Papalii. You can only imagine being in the middle of the scrum down there with all the Papalii family and friends that have gone absolutely berserk. High tackle here. Nathan Brown up there looking to start things defensively for the Seagulls, and he just collects Elliott Whitehead there right around the ear.
He's trying to spark a little bit as they had failed to find touch, just gone for too much. That's wonderful play from Trbojevic.
What a mistake by the Raiders here. Tom Trbojevic keeping it in play. And now Papalii weaving back to bring it back here for Manley. Off the back of the early try, chance there to put some massive pressure on Manley again. And they don't find touch. So Paseka, back in Canberra territory, plays it here for Croker. Cherry Evans looking in, but playing out to Brooks. No looker here for Lawton. Good carry there. He beat one. It comes back to Trbojevic, who plants it down. And for the moment, the referee happy to play on and say try to the Sea Eagles.
It was a wonderful heads-up play. Lawton on the back of a nice quick play of the ball, runs a beautiful line. Luke Brooks looks out the back and plays short to Lawton, who's done a terrific job. That's the error, failing to make touch with their kick. And off the back of that, it was a Lawton run here. You see Brooks looks out the back, plays short, goes back on the inside. That was wonderful from Luke Brooks, just a heads-up play. Couldn't get his hands to the ball block. And then Trbojevic, is there someone you would love the ball to fall into in a place like that? It's Trbojevic.
Oh, he's just got this magnificent understanding of being around the ball. That's great play, as you mentioned there from Brooks. He could have grabbed at the football, but right on the spot there, Trbojevic scoops the football up. Rapana does his best to twist him over, try and get that ball loose, but what a hit back. You're right, the kick for touch is the one that hurt them. Couldn't find touch the Canberra Raiders after scoring the first try. And just like that, on their left-hand side, that's their preferred side, they score.
So Garrick here from beside the upright to try and make his 6 points all. He does exactly that. It's quelled the crowd for the moment off the back of the excitement. And Josh Papalii's trying to make it 6 points to nil. Watch it again. Nice piece of play by Brooks not to reach out on an awkward pass to handle and just play it off the knee or the thigh. Big fend by Lawton. In fact, two big fends there. The first one on Fogarty and then Whitehead as well.
He's been terrific for Anthony Seibold and the Manly Sea Eagles. Lawton in game number 100 played a lot of hooker. He's been moved out into the back row. Both back rowers had clean line breaks to start this game. It's been a great start.
The restart goes down to be brought back by Brown there to meet him in number. I don't know that Tarpany was making a conventional style tackle, but it's whatever you can do to stop Nathan Brown when he's in a mood like that on those restarts from kickoffs coming off the back fence.
Oh, no, thank you.
I wonder if he's ever thought about passing it before the line or something.
Well, I think it's his trademark now, Block, and he just has to stick to it as now they go down the short side.
Tom Trbojevic gets rattled. Taking it to the line, Hudson Young is all smiles. Turbo smiling as well, or maybe wincing in that situation. What a shot it was. Here is Brooks. As you would expect, with so much on the line here today, there's plenty of big contact. Here is a former Sea Eagle and Kale Weeks bringing it back. He's almost a step his way past Paseka. Here's the hit again. He throws a dummy Tom, wishes he passed it, runs into the shoulder of Hudson Young.
Well, there's plenty of feeling now as Talau just gets pinged for coming off the line too early.
We're going to go back.
I bet he doesn't go for too much distance here.
We're going to go here. Play stops here.
Failed to find touch last kick or last penalty. Fogarty. Manley were good enough to score.
He's blown a penalty, but then realise they're outside 40, so
it's beyond. It's played on beyond. Come
bringing
up.
the Manly Sea
Come up,
Eagles back
Marcus.
now.
Okay, we're going to go tackle one. Matt
So
Tamoka,
of
you got
course,
the ball.
beyond the 40, it's a set
Matt Pye,
restart
he had the ball in
inside
contact
your own 40. It's a penalty as you work it
Beyond this
away.
tackle one.
And those yardage sets, so the referee realising his mistake says to Manley, it's going to be a play the ball, so you can come up here on the 10 and defend it here from midfield. We're back underway. 15 gone. We've got a good one here in Canberra. Raiders on the attack, just outside the 300 line today as it is for Josh Papalii. Here he is once again. Spinning down the tackle of Olakawatu, 25 away from the Manly line. Fogarty to that left edge where Young is stopped by Cherry Evans. And also Nathan Brown. One more play. It's Fogarty again. He'll kick out wide. Whitehead chasing. So is Tim McCaw. It beats everybody. Tommy Talau Not a clean catch, but he came up with it.
Well, he ended up doing a great job to Lau. Looked as though he was going to drop it there, but the ball just lands in his hands. Just trying to stop the way there of Timoko before the ball just finds its way, and then his ability just to find the ground before being pushed back in goal.
Manley work it away. Into that right-hand side they go to Paseka. Second meeting this season between the two sides. Canberra came from 24 points to 6 down at Brookvale back in round 9. A memorable occasion where they scored try after try in the second half to run them down and win 26 points to 24. Good kick here as Rapana on his bike. He'll link up here with Weeks, who's just been a different player in green this year. He's made that fullback role his own, playing game number 13 for the Raiders here today, having played 12 games for the Seagulls over the past couple of seasons. Timoko, 10 short of the halfway line here as Starling waits. He'll find Rapana a long way from his left wing to take a carry. Bring it back into Manly territory. 4 tackles gone. Starling thought that Jake Trbojevic wasn't square at marker. Thought about playing at him to try and draw a set restart. Now Whitehead, a little Harlem Globetrotters pass out the back there. Ended up okay, but they are playing it from the sideline. Fogarty's kick towards Tom Trbojevic. Coming through, trying to time it was Joe Tarpany. He did exactly that and takes the fullback to ground about 5 out from his own line.
Yeah, it takes him out of the play a little bit like that. If you can get good chases on a good kick like that, Trbojevic doesn't get much room to move. They're right on him straight away, and Manly again battling off their own line. You'll see a little shift here in a minute, I'm sure. It's been their game plan so far to the right-hand side.
Brown here just outside the 20 is Lachlan Croker on his return. Long stint on the sidelines at the back of those concussion issues as Talau here. He's played plenty of wing this year. He lost it there. Was it helped out? The referees say no. Whitehead thereabouts, not ruled to have... Are they going to challenge here, Manly? They are.
Knock on, ruling on field. Manly challenge. Tackle 5 with Tony Talau.
Did look live as though Whitehead might have helped this ball out.
Gee, they've been ordinary their handling early in the game, Manly.
They're going to win that challenge, you would think, on that motion you'd see from Smithies. Is there
still got the ball here. And
Elliot Whitehead is just defecting a tackle. It's a loose carry from Manly. Challenge is unsuccessful.
Okay. So ruled to have either touched Whitehead on the way down or the ground, and you can't use the ground to control the ball in that situation, quite obviously. Anthony Seibold, who played some Super League here for the Raiders back in 1997 and also 98. And Ricky Stewart, of course, famed member of the Green Machine. 6 apiece, 18 gone. It looks like we're destined for the sort of game we had last week between the Raiders and the Bulldogs up there at Belmore. Hard defensive, big contacts, low scoring potentially, but oh so gripping.
Nathan, no more!
Just outside the 40 as the Raiders go on the attack here. Ethan Strange gets a penalty, some contact there. Nathan Brown appealing. Second time he's been penalised in the last 5 minutes or so. Just on the back of the neck was the reason for the penalty there. Little contact with the forearm. But I think it would have been given the green light if it hadn't been for just coming down on the back of Ethan Strange.
Plenty of stoppages in the last 5 or 10 minutes in this game. And the Canberra Raiders fine touch with the tap. 25 out. They went through the front door last time they were down in this position.
The Bronx cheer there for Jamal Fogarty, who did find touch this time around. Raiders fans, long memories. There is Tarpin. Taken inside the 20. Croker there, looking at the ball. Kawate involved also. Big chance to retake the lead. Smithies was the lead runner. Got the chance, as did Fogarty off the back. Weeks will enjoy this. couple of offloads by the Raiders, and Ko Weeks played a dozen games with the Sea Eagles, but here today he strikes a big blow against them.
Yeah, great individual run here from Weeks. Just gets between two defenders. You see Brooks just comes out of the defensive line, rejoins by that stage. Weeks has been able to get him back on the inside. Electric speed off the mark. He's been terrific since going back into the fullback jersey for the Raiders, and just cuts through him.
Geez, what about the electric speed? We've got a lot of the fullbacks in the game now. Weeks, just the offload, that's really killing Manly. Got a little bit wrong-footed there, Brooks. Just overplayed his hand there, misses the tackle, and then explodes on straight away. Just leaves Trbojevic clustering it there. And what a try. What about the speed?
Well, this will test him, was. Jamal Fogarty chasing 22 straight kicks at goal, which will equal alongside Croker.
And there he is. A fullback who has just made that number 1 jersey his own. I don't think anyone would have said that here in the nation's capital before the beginning of the 2024 season, but he's the first picked given his form so far this season with his new club. Now, you mentioned it, 21 straight for Jamal Fogarty. A little milestone here. He can kick this and join Jared Croker, who in 2013 kicked 22 in succession. Not an easy one, Cos, as you mentioned. 5 in from the touchline. Very little breeze around. It's such a mild day here in Canberra. Strike is good. We've got co-holders of the goal-kicking record with the great Jared Croker watching on as well. He joins him there on 22 straight goals for Canberra. It's 12 points to 6, Lara.
Yeah, 6 weeks for Kayo at fullback, the try scorer. We see the speed and the flair here, but Ricky Stewart says it's his defence that he's been working hardest on since he joined the Raiders, and he had to put his body on the line and stop a rampaging Viliami kick out last week, and that is what's bringing the coach confidence in his number 1.
Of course, they've got Seb Chris as a fullback option. Jordan Rupp has played plenty of fullback this year, but it's Weeks who has made it his own here in this second half of the competition as Tapani brings it back. The Raiders by 6. We're still just midway through this opening half. There is Papalii. Play it quickly. Manages to do that. Starling, though, picked off by the markers. Ola Kawate deemed square there by the referee. So a good stop. And the big forward who's there again, diving in around the legs of Morgan Smithies. Now Tapani, all the forwards here to bring it back to the halfway line. Another offload from Canberra that is really hurting the Sea Eagles so far here this afternoon. Well, one more play now, and it's Fogarty's kick towards the corner. Floating back, Hopewadi is there, couldn't get a foot towards the end goal to try and give them 7 tackles from their own 20. So good set by Canberra off the back of points, and here are the Sea Eagles through Brooks, who goes down the blind side, but there are sleepers getting back onside who've interfered with the Canberra defence, and it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, Luke Brooks just taking an opportunity down the short side, and you see there Croker just gets in the way of Fogarty. Does a great job with the experience there. Fogarty gets the penalty. They'll go for 2 points here, and what's been a clinical start for the Raiders. 15 from 15 as Josh Papalii gets a standing ovation as he comes to the sideline.
Yeah, Croker's been under the weather too with his injuries. It's the first game back. Maybe run out a bit of puff there. Couldn't get back behind the ball.
Well due congratulations from Ricky Stewart there for that first stint by Josh Papalii. 7 carries, 44 metres, and about 7 super important ones that led to his try to get things on the board for Canberra in the 10th minute of the game. So co-holders of the record at the moment for most successive goals for Canberra. Jamal Fogarty can take that title outright here if he can go past the man in the middle of the screen there, just looking up to the crowd. Zach Hosking watching on as well. Out of action at the moment with that shoulder injury and won't be back until the beginning of next season. Untimely injury for the former Panther and also Bronco before that. No Fogarty.
Oh.
And he blows it way to the right-hand side. It's wide right. Jared, you remain in the record books.
Oh, you wouldn't read about it.
One of the many things he holds records for here at Canberra. And he stays joined with Jamal Fogarty. He hasn't hit one like that for 6 weeks.
You wouldn't read about it.
You jinxed him.
I stayed out of that one.
Restart from the 20. Rapiner makes a catch and he bolts for the line. Trbojevic coming across, makes a tackle and the ball comes free.
That's brilliant. Tommy Trbojevic. It was a bounce of the ball that goes in the way of Rapiner, who sets sail for the left-hand corner.
Starting the scrum clock.
And that's a good sign too. Look at the cover defence there from Brooks also. The man who made the mistake a little bit earlier.
He's been such a good player, Block. Jordan Rapiner, he comes up with some wonderful plays for the Green Machine. As Trbojevic goes back over to see if he's okay.
It's a scrum to Manley. What do you want?
Still yet to sign on for next year. He's been offered a contract here from the Raiders.
He is determined that he's going to play again in 2025, whether it is with Canberra or somewhere else, but he's not done. He said, I've still got plenty to offer to an NRL club, and well, if they can't fit him in here in Canberra, boy, somebody will. What value he provides.
He's going to leave the field. HIA.
Coming across, I said it was a firm and fast surface here this afternoon in Canberra this time of the year. Cool conditions quite obviously. Ground gets hard as he goes to the ground there. You can see the back of his head coming down pretty heavily and making contact with this firm turf. Try saver by Brooks and also Trbojevic, and there it is. And
Okay, let's go.
well, he was quite obviously unwell. We saw Turbo come across and check on his condition, and we'll wait and see how he fares after he undergoes the head injury assessment.
It'd be interesting to see the reshuffle Adam Cook's gone on.
Release try. Oh, wait. Go one. Adam,
like
Adam.
Ethan Strange is pushing out into the centre role.
Move. Oh, go two.
Played plenty of centre in his junior years.
Cook, who played in the 5/8 role last week with Ethan Strange watching on, out there now. Utility role today, playing on that left-hand side. And as you said, Ethan Strange is a real speedster, as we've already seen this afternoon. Filling in the centres is Turbo through the middle. Fires it out the back. Nathan Brown gets a chance to wind up. He was looking for Ethan Bullymore. Just didn't have the timing there on the play, so he hangs on to it. Manley with one more tackle. And it's Brooks who'll kick towards the corner. Papalii is there, comes up with it, pumps it out the back. What a Manly try. The magical hands of Lehigh Papalii. He's done some special things in recent times for the Seagulls on this left edge, and that's as good as anything.
Excellent play down the left side. It was a beautiful kick from Brooks, and Lehigh Papalii. What a start to his NRL career we are seeing. Great contest between he and Savage out on this left-hand side. Goes up for the ball, comes down with it, and then the skill and awareness to have the pass around the corner.
Well, there's no such thing about being conservative now for these young fellas that come into first grade. Always willing and trying something a little bit different. It was a beautiful pass, wasn't it? One hand around the corner. And off a kick, off a bomb, the Manly side are able to get over the stripe again. She's got some wonderfully skilled young players in the game. What about that? Great to watch.
He showed terrific hands on a try scored against the Newcastle Knights when they won 44-6 at Brookvale back in round 19. A spectacular piece of play, and well, he's produced another one here today. From just outside the 20. Here is Garrick. 5 in from touch. Trying to level things up. Strike looks to be a good one. He gets flags in the air. You can't split them here so far today. 12 apiece, 13 out from half-time. Watch it and enjoy it again, you Manly fans. What a catch. Spin, and he knew Talau was there. Didn't even have to look at him to find him with a pass on the chest.
They're just starting to get a little bit of footy back, the Manly Sea Eagles. That's their 7th completed set, as opposed to 15. So well and truly behind the 8 ball in that regard. Finding a little bit of possession off the back of that. Some nice points. Important period here for the Raiders.
Well, Canberra mixed things up. Nathan Brown, though, knew they were going to the other side of the field, and he was there waiting. How clever is that? They've been kicking to this near side, the western side, and they thought, we'll get away from Brown. Brown was ahead of the curve.
I don't know how clever it's going to be when he's 50.
There might be a few aches and pains. He's inflicting a few aches and pains here again today. Oh, hang on a second. Speaking of pains, slumping back to the turf, there was Manley Olakawatu out there on that right-hand side. He's feeling a lower leg or an ankle as Manly work it through the middle. Here is Bullymore.
It's been a terrific start from Olakawatu. Just returns after a couple of weeks suspension. Finding his way back into the defensive line.
High ball here. Savage waves off Weeks and says, I've got this. And he was good to his word, but he wore a shot for his trouble from Tommy Talau, who took him down pretty heavily. Here's Timokor, who's a yardage specialist. Looking running style, almost hard to handle. Seb Chris now coming in. 3 plays gone, though, still inside their own 20.
The Seagulls just trying to change gears here with their defensive line. That's tackle number 4.
Yeah, the Raiders just they lose a little bit of momentum as soon as the big boppers are off. They were so good to start with, and Tarpany and the big fella in Papa, they just lose that little bit of go forward.
Fogarty's kick out here towards Hopawate, who will bring it back. He's got Talau there with him. He just takes them on, such as his confidence. Good stop by Whitehead and also Timokor. And a set restart there, unofficially slowing down the play of the ball. So big chance here for Manly to put some real pressure on Canberra. Toff Sipley is out there now. 35 away from the Canberra line. Comes to Jake Trbojevic. Here's Brooks, little in and away. A pass well handled in the end by Talau. And slow things down Canberra. And it comes back through the middle.
Quiet start from Daly Terry Evans to start this. Matt's, it's been half an hour into it. He's been very quiet.
Gets a chance here off the pass from Jake Trbojevic. Goes out the back to Tom, who just stops on his run because he got in behind Ruben Garrick's line. So they've got one more here from just outside the 20. Hasn't developed into much this set for Manly, especially now. Charge down. Hudson Young's away. Hasn't got the speed to pick off too many metres, but comes up with a big possession. Great play by Young. Here's Strange now. Playing in the centres at the moment. They went short side. Cherry Evans loves that, but Young is aware of that also and gives Canberra a chance to retake the lead. They're just outside the 30. Starling from dummy half finds Smithies as they back their way towards the line there. Mooney will play it. The try scorers last week. A narrow loss at Belmore. All the way out to Savage here through the hands of Weeks. One more for Canberra. From the sideline, they'll work it back to Fogarty, who chips one. Garrick coming in will be the leaper. He'll make the catch and stay in the field of play.
That's a great effort from Garrick. There's Trbojevic up over the 10 and draws a penalty. He's excited with that. Look at the emotion here from Trbojevic. Been under all sorts of pressure.
They were about to be up against it, weren't they? Working off their own goal line. Big fend there on Hudson Young. And the second effort by Mooney gives away the penalty.
You don't often see Tommy Trbojevic come up with that sort of emotion.
He keeps his cards pretty close to his chest, doesn't he, out there? Not a motive type, certainly not demonstrative at all usually. So it's Ola Kawatu just outside the 40. Here is Jake, comes to Luke. Brooks, that is. Hands it on, now to Lau. Take it down there to be stopped inside the 30. Brooks. For Sipley. Just work it back towards the middle. Still a couple of plays remaining. Cherry Evans waiting. Working off Trbojevic. Now Ola Kawatu, flat pass there. Garrick. It's been called forward.
Yeah, change up out on that right-hand side. Ola Kawatu this time. He's been destructive with his ball running. This time passes the ball forward to Garrick.
No doubt about it, watching the replay there. Just forward out of the hands to Garrick on that right-hand side, admonishing himself. Manley Ola Kawatu.
Taking them a while to get going, isn't it, the Manly side?
Yeah.
They had the week off. Obviously, the first half has been very rusty. I know it's 12-all at the moment, but geez, they've lost the ball on a number of occasions early.
As Canberra work it away, you mentioned, of course, we haven't seen a lot of Cherry Evans with the ball in his hands. He's been very happy to stay on his right-hand side of the field, and Brooks and Cherry Evans haven't swapped at all or mixed things up and combined on any play to this point of the game. So Trey Mooney will play it here, just short of the 40. Mariotta now. Good carry here with 3 involved in the tackle. Chan Kum Tong out there for Lachlan Croker, getting a breather. And his return. Tough for him. An opening 25 minutes in the middle of the field. Last play for Canberra as Fogarty kicks. It'll go down towards Papalii. Here is Savage, will make a contest of it. That's good to see. He was up there with sure hands once again. Levi Hopewadi.
That's a great run off the back of that from Talau. Finds his front, quick play the ball. You see the replay. The battle is continuing with the 2 youngsters.
And Manley go out to the right-hand side from inside their own 20. Long ball back to Brooks, who took them on, hoping to find a bit of space through that middle of the Raiders' defensive line. Trbojevic there again, play 5 carry. Still inside their own 40. Chance here for Brooks to kick from inside the red stripe. He was thinking 40-20, but Savage was back there and didn't have the angle anyway as he brings it back to be stopped there by Carl Lawton. And we're 6 minutes out from half-time. We'll take you through all the action from this first half in the break, and of course continue the build-up. 2 sold-out games beyond this. The Cowboys against the Broncos, and then the Dragons and the Bulldogs. 2 absolute blockbusters here on Super Saturday to follow this game in Canberra. Starling jumping out. Bullymore ruled to have been back to 10 eventually there before making contact with the Raiders hooker as Smithies. Comes out the back through Cook. Young is there. Really strange. Boy, he's a handful. Wearing 6, playing in the centres, and Cherry Evans there under pressure. Last tackle. Fogarty will kick. Tom Trbojevic gets a running start at it, makes an uncontested catch, and they'll begin once again from deep inside their own 20.
It's strange the fact that Tommy Trbojevic has now come out this left-hand side, just gets a clear passage to that ball. It was a nice kick, plenty of Raiders around.
So things have settled down after 2 tries apiece. In the opening 26 minutes of the game, no change over the last 12 or 13 minutes. As Manley try and work it away here through to Lau. Chan Kum Tong from dummy half to Brooks down the short side. He's not as much speed as Ethan Strange has on the other side of the field. And the 5/8 roll for the Raiders as Cherry Evans kicks. Goes down here to be fielded by Wicks. Good chase by Manley right across the line there, and it needs to be a good chase on KO Weeks because with a step and a blink he can be away. Now Savage, speaking of speed, enigmatic type. A couple of errors in him, but boy, at times he can be absolutely brilliant. Bring it back here towards the halfway line. Starling again, waiting for the Chris play the ball. Hudson Young goes straight through them. He's got support there. Oh, the pass was down low for Cook. It was a hard one to handle, and Hunton Young knows it.
Well, they're going to challenge this, I would think. They're saying that he kicked it after it left the hands. That's great footwork. Just getting through Toff Sipley here. Here we go.
Previous was taken forward. We've got a captain's challenge.
Well, the good thing is Cook played on.
Unless it's a definite kick, just because it hits him in the leg doesn't mean...
It's a handy of Adam Cook. Just need to see if he strikes the boot in a deliberate kicking action.
And he's thrown the boot out there.
He does reach that left boot out to make contact with the ball.
Yep. Because he did all the hard work to put himself in that position. After Hudson Young with some great footwork went straight through. Well, he's deliberately kicked it out. This
changes his gait. There's no question about that. And it doesn't touch his left hand.
The knock on by kicking it. We're playing on at this point. The referee now blows his whistle, which is a mutual infringement. We'll go back and play the previous play of the ball.
Wait for this reception from the Canberra crowd.
It's unfortunate, isn't it? Ricky Stewart shakes his head. The fact that the whistle was blown, albeit that Cook goes on to score the try.
Good awareness to keep playing on there from Cook.
Seb Chris. Second three.
There it is again. He definitely reaches out. So it will be, as you heard the referee say, a mutual infringement. And instead of scoring a try under the black dot, Raiders, they hang on to possession, but they don't get a new set of 6, and they're midway through the set, in fact, beginning on their own side of halfway. You saw the reaction of the coach.
Oh! Release! Look! Oh, wait!
Mariota playing it there as it comes to Fogarty, turns it back underneath, and here is Smithies trying to find a bit of space. They'll take him to ground. Last tackle here. That'll get a mention in the post-game chat from the coach Ricky Stewart. Should this be a tight loss in particular? Here is Papalii, makes the catch. Nothing the referee could do though, but boy, when you see the replay there, no doubt that he was kicking at it. Adam Cook, and it could have easily been 6 points for Canberra. Chan come Tom. Cherry Evans comes to this right-hand side where Jason Saab is in from his wing, taking a carry. Manley at this stage, he said to them you could go to the sheds at 12 all, they'd take it, but here they are testing out the Raiders' right edge. So Lau now brings it back within 10 of the halfway line. It's Tom Trbojevic, trademark carry on play number 5, looking for a quick play the ball for the kick. He produces one. Now Brooks, not the strike that he was hoping for, goes straight to Savage on the bounce, and Weeks can bring it back here and really cause an issue. Grabbed by Garrick, or called to have been tackled there on the ground, no momentum, and in contact with a Manly defender.
Well, the whole game really hasn't got going, has it, really? 12 all at the moment. I think the Canberra Raiders like this sort of tussle. Love to get you down in the gutter. They really battle to come off their own line for the whole half.
He stares to you, Lara.
Yeah, a bit of a setback for the Raiders. Jordan Rapin has failed his HIA and he's gone for the game.
I'm going to say that's not a surprise given the contact with the turf we saw and how he was coming from the field. So a real blow there for Canberra as Cook goes to Young. Here is Strange playing in the centres now. He'll be taken down there, 25 metres out. Fogarty will kick out wide. Savage once again is the target. He flies, tips it backwards. It comes though to Manley, and Hopewadi it is who cleans up for the Seagulls. He's a real threat under those high balls is Xavier Savage. 60 seconds remaining in this first half. 2 tries apiece. Now Cherry Evans taking a chance. A kick for Saab. Well read though by Chris. He stays in the field of play. Otherwise Canberra get the last crack in good field position.
Gee, what about that with a minute to go there from Daly Cherry Evans? A cross-field kick. Saab, what a take it was. Seb Chris alert to it. Made the tackle. Couldn't force him in the touch. But something a little bit different here from Manly.
Now a shift back to the left-hand side. Brooks on the inside here for Turbo Tom. Spins away from Fogarty. Goes straight down Main Street. He's got Bullymore there. Manley on the stroke of half-time will take the lead.
I wonder if they'll have a look at this. They've awarded the try. Whether there was a little bit of an obstruction back up the field. Bullymore, what about the speed for that big man? Just have a look and see. The ball back on the inside. Look where Bullymore is. The chase just straight through. Was anyone impeded to try and make the tackle on Trbojevic? He gets the ball. They've already awarded it. They're going to have a look at it. Doesn't look like it.
Didn't appear to be the case, but the bucket can take a look up to the point the referee says you can kick the conversion, but watching him wheel around here, nobody with Jake Trbojevic in front of Tom and also Bullymore who was in front of Tom. I don't know that any Raiders defender was given any less chance to make a tackle than they ordinarily would have, and so Bullymore, who did well to stay on his feet, win the race for the line, and confirmation from the bunker.
Well, that's it. A minute to go. They tried their hand, just the crossfield kick, and then something again a little bit different. Trbojevic always on the ball. Here's the conversion in front.
So a game that looked destined to be 12-all at the break has Manley in front by 6. Ethan Bullymore off the bench and scores a try for the Seagulls as they lead this one 18 points to 12. Seagulls 10 wins, 1 draw, 8 losses to this point. A win today. They may be as few as just 1 more win away from getting a place in the playoffs in September. Garrick gets us back underway. Warren Smith, Steve Blocker-Roach, Corey Parker and Lara Pitt bring you the second half of this one before the build-up begins in Townsville. Cowboys against the Broncos, that's sold out. The Dragons and the Bulldogs beyond that, that's sold out. The only place, if you haven't got a ticket, to see both games is right here on Fox League. Starling from dummy half. Raiders work it away from inside their own 30 as Hunt and Young takes it across that 30-metre line. Starling again waiting there as comes back to Morgan Smithies, who has held down the lock forward roll from round 1 all the way here to round 23. Fogarty from inside his 40 doesn't threaten the sideline here as the kick goes down to Levi Hopewadi, who will bring it back. And they'll play it there midway between their own goal line and the halfway line, Manly, to begin this set of 6. Brooks comes back to the middle. Tommy Talau, one of the try scorers for the Seagulls in that first half. As Gordon Chan Kum Tong will look after things from dummy half, while Lachlan Croker, whose career began right here in Canberra, waits for his second stint here at some point of this second half. From Cherry Evans, here is Brooks floating out there to the left-hand side. He's been dangerous today, Luke Brooks. Good to see the two of them combining there. The halves really have been playing on either side of the field and haven't swapped at any stage. As Carl Lawton will play it 30 metres out. Cherry Evans will kick out here. Saab is the target now. A chance there. Chris makes the catch. Was back on the turf when Saab made contact with him, says the referee.
He did a really good job there. Jason Saab unable to go up and contest the ball and waited till he just hit the ground before making contact. Is now play 3. Strong run from Timbercock.
As they work it away to that right-hand side, Kale Weeks, the former Seagull, takes it beyond the Canberra 20. No changes yet to our halftime scoreline of 18-12 to the Seagulls. Lights on here in Canberra now. The back end of it was a gorgeous afternoon. Fogarty from deep inside his own territory has a very big boot on him and produces plenty of metres there, but Trbojevic makes the catch on the full and brings it back beyond the 40, and it's Manley with the early field position advantage here in this second half. Cherry Evans comes out towards Saab. A bumping run brings it back almost to the halfway line. They would like his chances in a contest in this second half up against Seb Chris on those crossfield kicks from Cherry Evans and also Luke Brooks. Down the short side, There is Brooks, keeps it alive, comes back to Chan Kum Tong, and now Jake Trbojevic sums things up. And just tuck it under his arm there and play it just outside the 30. 2 plays remaining in this set. Cherry Evans, Sipley, hard to stop there in the middle of the field. Had them under some pressure, and now it comes out to Cherry Evans on the last. Jake Trbojevic standing. He finds brother Tom. Goes back to Cherry Evans. He takes them on and plants it down. Right in front of the Manly fans here in Canberra. Last play option. Jobo to Turbo. And it's Cherry Evans who scores.
Well, it's his first run of the game, Cherry Evans. And what a way to do it. Scores a try, 5th and last. Comes up with the running play. Drifts across field. Picks up Jake Trbojevic, who goes short. Finds brother. And then back on the outside. Cherry Evans just comes off the left foot. Had a quiet first half, blocked by his standard. He's certainly come out in the second with a different mindset.
Yeah, just double pumps. Timoko just overread it there. That close to the line, virtually very hard to stop. Just couldn't close off back on the inside there. If you had a look at Timoko there, he just overread it. They were done for numbers. Cherry Evans just sums up the opportunity so fast. The double pump backs himself to score.
Well, it was almost like there was a line drawn down the middle of the field in the first half, and Cherry Evans wasn't allowed to cross it. Neither was Luke Brooks, but Cherry Evans already now out there on that left-hand side, causing the Raiders issues. Backing up there after the brothers combined. He scores the try, and Garrick converts it, and it's a big lead now for Manly at 24 points to 12.
Yeah, and Anthony Seibold will be thrilled with this start to the second half. He felt that his side gave the Raiders too many leg ups and were a bit passive around the ruck in the opening half. He just wanted to see them come out here, be stronger with their kick chase, and felt if they just held on to the footy, they were the side that were looking far more dangerous with the ball.
So a handy buffer now, still 35 minutes remaining, and remembering that clash back in round 9 at Brookvale where Manly led 24 points to 6 and the Raiders came home with a wet sail to get them. So we're a long way from done with here.
They've looked dangerous every time that they've had the ball, the Seagulls. They're just unable to have long bouts of it as now they come out to the right-hand side. And Tommy's looking at if he could find a pass to Garrick there. They were open space.
Well, it was good defence by Seb Chris, who did well before the break on a crossfield kick by Cherry Evans to Jason Saab. He did very well again there to stop Tom Turbo, because otherwise they were off and running and big meters in front of them. Chan Kum Tong through the middle. Finds Tor for 4 Sipley, and he'll play it here in the tackle of Starling and also Mariotta. Now Jake Bullymore charging hard. Chan Kum Tong off the quick play the ball, finds Cherry Evans. He beats Young and then stabs it out wide. Bit of an ad-lib kick in the end. And it was Seb Chris who ends up with it for Canberra outside their own 20. So an important period coming up here for Canberra.
Yeah, what a time to score there for the Sea Eagles, just on the stroke of half-time and straight after half-time. I'd love to see the Raiders, when they get down this attacking area, they get Ethan Strange back into 5'8" somehow. Don't know if they're going to do it. They miss his running game.
So it happens just here, the flop inside the 40, so it's a penalty after we had that mix-up in the first half. The referee had to change his mind on what was happening as far as the restart for Canberra. This time, no doubt about it. And Mariotta it is who will work it forward. And Canberra a chance to return serve after Manly strike first here beyond half-time. Starling heads out there to Trey Mooney. Some big bodies, don't they, coming off the bench. That has been a given here in Canberra for a long time now. Here's Fogarty kicking early in the set of 6, straight to Tom Trbojevic. It was a set play. They knew it was on outside him. The coach watching there, a bit of an eyebrow raise. It didn't look like he knew it was coming, but certainly those around Fogarty knew it was coming. Just too good was Tom Trbojevic. Now ball goes to ground. Chris was there. Still a chance. Saab ends up with it. Manley, though, scrambling to get to play the ball as Garrick from dummy half goes down the short side and pinches 15 metres.
Well, the game's turned. The game has turned. It was a through-the-legs pass from Olakawadu, who's now Lehigh Hopewadi is centre field. Strange turn of events.
Could have resulted in Canberra scoring. Now, Cherry Evans kicking on the last play, finds the turf, and he'll send Savage all the way back into the in goal to retrieve the ball and bring it back. There's a good chase here from Manley, and they are on top in every way here at the moment.
That's an outstanding play from the skipper. Had Ko Weeks heading on the left-hand side and screwed it back, found the grass. This is play 2. There's a lot of fatigue starting to happen for the Raiders in the middle.
I mentioned that fatigue. They'll make a change. Trey Mooney coming from the field. It's Papa time. Big Josh Papalii with more than 100 family and friends all down from southeast Queensland, a lot of them, to be here today to watch him in his home game milestone. It was brought up last week, of course, at Belmore for 300, but celebrating it here today at home, and he opened the scoring. The Rays led 6 points to nil. Cherry Evans again and run down the short side here, very narrow short side, but they've done well. Olakawatu, his return from a 2-game suspension.
It's been a completely different approach to DCE in this second half.
Now Jake Trbojevic finds Brooks, comes across to Carl Lawton, who's been so dangerous out there on that left-hand side. Quick play the ball. Brooks jumps out. Nobody at marker. Good hands. Hopewadi down the sideline. He scores. Manly have a second try in this second half, and they've blown it wide open.
Well, every time they're touching the ball, the Seagulls, they're poking their nose through. They're coming up with half line breaks this time. Talau. What a game Brooks is having. Down the short side, identifies they've got the numbers. Beautiful hands from Talau. Lehigh Hopewadi set a try up. Does he get there? Yes, it looks like he may. You have to have a look at maybe at the back leg. Beautiful play here from Brooks. Just gets Elliot Whitehead on the hop. The catch and pass from Talau.
He's taken control in this game, hasn't he, really? We mentioned the first half that Daly Cherry Evans hadn't done much. It's been all Brooks here this afternoon. Here's the angle.
Boy, that left foot
the orange
dragging along the turf, but did the ball go down first?
The orange boots of Weeks coming across.
It's really covered. Hopewadi's boot here at the back. Have a look. I think he scores.
Yeah,
I think he does. It looked like there that left boot was still inside the sideline when he plants it down. So tries in the 40th minute, the 44th minute, and the 50th here for the Seagulls. What was a nip and tuck affair at 12 all, seconds, literally seconds before halftime.
You just mentioned they're a little bit slow to get back. Here's the conversion.
Garrick hits the upright. It will stay at 28 points to 12, but Manley perhaps only 29 minutes away if they can go on with this, recording win number 11 for the season and being oh so close to booking their place in the big games in September.
Yeah, it's good play by Luke Brooks. Obviously, we mentioned that they looked a little bit tired around the ruck. The marker's not working. He identifies it straight up there, up the short side. The catch and pass from Talau, perfectly timed.
It's a real interesting period here, Block, for the home side. 29 minutes remaining. They've just gone bang, bang coming out of the second half, the Sea Eagles.
Well, that is the good news for the Raiders. The time left on the clock. And, well, given what we saw between the Panthers and the Eels last night, anything is possible. Look at that run of tries. 2 of the first 3 to the Raiders, and then it's 4 straight to Manley to lead by 16. Now Brooks, and look at them attack. That left edge so dangerous today, Brooks and Lawton, causing havoc for the Raiders. Jake Trbojevic, here is Cherry Evans, set up on there by Adam Cook, who was out of the line pretty quickly. And they'll play a 10 short of the halfway line. Chan Kum Tong for Brooks to kick from inside the 40. It's a good one. Does he have the angle? Not quite. Now he wants it to sit down. It will go dead. So close to keeping Manley on the front foot here and having a set of 6 from inside the 20.
And I'm just watching Daly Cherry Evans in the back play. He's moved out to the right wing here. He's hobbling at the moment. Looks like he's going to try and run out an ankle injury.
Infield now to take up his usual spot in the defensive line, but inconvenience there for a moment, no doubt about it. Blocker Savage playing it. There's Mariota standing in the tackle. Xavier Savage.
Well, Mariota, yeah.
Had he been watching the ball
Correct.
there was a chance to offload to the speedster who was just heading back out to his wing, and he'd given up on the play. Ball goes out the back. Here's Weeks, who loves a broken field situation. He finds Chris.
Great tackle.
Good tackle by Saab.
That was Olakawadu coming across.
It was. He does a fair impersonation of Saab. They're about the same height. Two giants on this right-hand side. Strange goes to Fogarty. Runs towards Brooks, who had him in an awkward position, but didn't go on with the tackle. And the ball comes free. The Raiders are livid. There wasn't a whistle.
You can challenge a dangerous tackle if you like. Okay, time off. You've got a double knock on, Bucky. You're challenging a dangerous tackle in Jamal Fogarty.
Gee, I think he let go there, Brooks. I think he got up underneath, and then when he realised he had him in a poor position.
Luke Brooks is making a one-on-one tackle.
He's let go there.
Jamal Fogarty's backside's the first thing that hits the ground. He lands safely. There's no dangerous tackle element, and it's a knock-on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Well, the Canberra Raiders fans will tell you at times they don't get the rub of the green, and been a few things today which will have them muttering should they go on to lose this game beyond full time. Whitehead having quite a bit to say to the referee, and now it'll be a penalty for dissent. So the referee on field said it was okay. The bunker looked at it and said it was
he's
okay.
giving him 10.
Well, this is stunning.
No, don't say anything else.
Joseph Tarpany has been sent to the sin bin for dissent. Canberra just would not accept the fact that it wasn't a penalty against Luke Brooks, and now they'll play with 12 men already trailing by 16.
Well, you could hear some of the dialogue coming away from the players, and it was Tarpany on the walk into the scrum saying that the rules have been changed. Referee didn't like it. There was some dissent, and then he went on with it, and he sent him 10 in the bin. Well, that's a massive play. 25 minutes remain in this game.
The motion to the referee. I'd already told him that it was time to move on from the situation. And so Canberra down to 12. This is their season on the line right here. 9 wins, 10 losses. They're in 10th position coming into today's game. And now they're up against it. And here's Manley with their foot on the throat. Saab away from the sideline. Big hands to the right-hand side. And just like that, they go inside the 10. It's Olakawatu from dummy half. He'll feed it for Cherry Evans. Chan Kum Tong. They came up very quickly out wide, Timacor in particular, because they were shot to bits for a lack of numbers on that far side of the field. Chan Kum Tong playing it. Oh, Turbo! Crashes into the defence. Puts his body on the line. They go left. Brooks, Grubbers, not a good one. Straight to the Raiders, and Fogarty has it.
Well, they survived their first test, the Canberra Raiders. Great tackle from K.O. Weeks on Trbojevic.
What about him trying to make a statement right in the middle of the ruck there? Trbojevic just exploded onto the ball.
Throws everything he has at him. K.O. Weeks. It was a poor intercept from Brooks.
Well, they hang on. What an effort that was on their own line when they looked shot a number of times there. 2 plays remaining in this set. Fogarty comes out through Strange. Here's Young. A pass that was ruled forward.
Well, it's hard to get away with that. Hudson Young just gallivanting down this left edge. Right in front of Ricky Stewart.
And also right in front of our commentary position as well. And I've got to say, it would forward out of the hands of watching it live.
They've done a great job, the Raiders, to repel the Sea Eagles off their own line. All of a sudden now.
I've got to say, I'll give a rap to our crew there. Gary Gare, one of Australia's most famous cameramen. Well, he's no spring chicken Gaz anymore, but boy, he's got some toe. Keeping up with this play there to bring you that shot on the replay right here on Fox League. Good on you, Gaz.
Give us a wave, Gaz.
One of the greats. Here is Brooks out there on that left-hand side. Boy, he could go. 9.79 if it's legal, they reckon.
Yeah. He's got the running shoes on.
Just outside the 20. Chan Kum Tong here out of dummy half. So Manley looking to really put a score on here now against 12 men. From Jake Trbojevic, it's Brooks, Jerry Evans back on the inside. Here is Paseka just striding through them. They had them spread from sideline to sideline, a man short, and Taniela Paseka, who at one stage was rumoured to have been thinking about an NFL career. He looked like a running back right there.
Yeah, beautiful play from Daly Cherry Evans. Paseka literally just run back onto the field. Had just been replaced from Bullymore. And he'll love this one. The big fella through the teeth of the Canberra Raiders. DCE just drifts across field.
Well, that's a way to make a statement. You're just back onto the field, trying to make an impact. The pass back on the inside, hard end to stop. So big. Poor old Starling, near on the smallest man in the field. Just runs straight over the top of Wicks, straight over the top of Starling.
He has showed great signs this year, blocker Taniela Paseka. He is such a big boy.
Well, they obviously see ability there. I think they've signed him for 5 years, so good signing. More like a running back that time.
He got the handoff from the quarterback, didn't he? And then straight through the middle of the defensive line. From right in front, Ruben Garrick adds 2 points. And it's a huge scoreline now at 34 points to 12, Lara.
Yeah, Blocker mentioned it. Manley used the bye to extend Taniela Paseka, already committed till the end of 2026 and now out to the end of 2029. The club sees him as the potential premier prop in the game going forward. Daly Cherry Evans described him as being in the juicy part of his career right now, which is, of course, probably the sweet spot for him. And clearly the club sees a big future and a big part to play in Manley going forward.
Yeah, there were a few eyebrows raised as to why you would extend him all the way to 2029 for those extra 5 seasons. But remembering, as Canberra goes short here, we'll watch this restart. It goes beyond the sideline on the full. And things just aren't going the Raiders' way at the moment. It'll be a play the ball there for Manley, contestable as they call it now, short restart. But with expansion on the horizon, teams are locking up some of their star players for longer periods, and he's one of them.
Yeah, you make a great point, particularly as you said, teams on the horizon, these young players, particularly when they come into their sweet spot. Once again, out the right-hand side.
Here's Garrick and Saab beats Chris. He's got support back on the inside. It's Manley, Manley, Manley. Playing against 12 men, they are cutting them to ribbons. Tom Trbojevic goes in, and it's a huge scoreline now. And how important was that sin binning of Joseph Tapine?
Yeah, Nathan Brown going to the line, plays out the back to DCE. Quick ball to Ola Kawadu, does the same. And it's just get Saab on the outside of Seb Chris on the Harvey Norman replay. So quick. Jason Saab finds the player back on the inside. Trbojevic, who's had a terrific afternoon.
Well, near on the best side in the NRL for long-range tries, aren't they? Once they get a little bit of a sniff, the Manly team. Played some great open football here in the second half. A man down, the Raiders. And you see them all lining up back on the inside. Any number of players could have scored there. His 100th try. What about that for an effort? I'd love to see the highlights tapes of that. What a player.
2 tries today came into this game on 98. And what a magnificent century it has been from one of the superstars of the game. And now from just beside the uprights, It's Ruben Garrick who adds another 2 points. What a savage mood swing in this game. 12 all just before half-time. Here we are midway through the second half, and Manly have put on 28 straight points.
Well, you just got the sense that if they could hold the ball, the Seagulls, that they'll go on and score points. Here's the first of his 2 tries. Trbojevic has been outstanding this afternoon. 17 runs, 186 run metres, 2 tries, a couple of line breaks.
And great awareness.
Yeah.
How good is it to see him striding out? What a player. Manly on a roll.
It's an afternoon to remember for them. Canberra goes short once more. It was touched there by Xavier Savage.
Yeah, play the ball. Play the ball.
It'll be a knock-on right there,
Just
and
empty
Manly
touch.
once again will have possession here. 15 on their own side of halfway. We've still got almost 3
Outside
minutes
back.
remaining until Tapani returns.
Yeah, 20 minutes remain on the clock also, 40 points to 12. It's been a second half domination from the Seagulls. 9 from 9 completed sets.
Back here.
All their star players getting hands on the ball.
Looked like they just woke up a minute before half-time.
Well,
All of
they're
a sudden
coming off-
said we're going to play.
Yeah, coming off the bye block, as you know, it can be a little bit
Oh, wait.
slow to start.
Back.
They certainly were.
Oh boy, they're rolling now. Here is Nathan Brown, who sets the tone for them right from the very first carry of the game when they get the chance. He did exactly that here today as he works from Croker to Brooks, showing it, beating tackles, going himself all the way to score. A player reborn in 2024, and they're destined for a half century today.
Well, there's been plenty of talk about Stephen Crichton going to the Bulldogs, and rightly so, but Luke Brooks to the Manly Seagulls has been outstanding. Terrific again this afternoon, just throws the dummy, goes back on the inside. And some fatigue starting to set in, and that's a great individual try. Look at the eyes, looks out the back, throws the dummy, gets Starling interested, goes through Simasagi.
Tries confirm, Ruben. You're
Geez,
right.
had some hands in tries too, but this one's a little bit of individual brilliance here from Brooks. Fatigue setting in now for the Canberra Raiders through the middle. He backs himself. Great strength shown there. Gee, there's still a long time to go.
Well, it's dangerous territory. I mean, 44 points, about to be 46, you would think.
He's only doing 12 at half time. They've exploded in the second half.
So Garrick once again getting some kicking practice now, isn't he? Another 2 points. It's 46 points to 12. Joseph Tapani sin binned for dissent in the 55th minute after quite a
go to
reaction
bin.
from the Canberra players after there was no penalty against a Luke Brooks tackle. He left the field. Paseka scores 3 minutes later. That made it 34 points to 12. From the restart, Canberra went short. Manly went bang to the right-hand side. Sub down the sideline. Trbojevic back on the inside. He scores try number 100 of his NRL career to make it 40 to 12. And now it's 46 to 12. 34 the difference in the blink of an eye.
Nice, Tom. Oh. Simi.
Quite remarkable game here. 5 from 5 completions. Raiders have gone 0 from 2, of course, off the back of those restarts, and they just can't get their hands on the ball.
Right, you got a hole.
Manly scoring at will here at the moment. Still with Tapani watching on. Manly here again come out to this right-hand side. Olakau'atu, well, he held the pass up. Had he gone earlier, there might have been a chance, but he held it up. It goes to ground. And as Joseph Tapani returns,
Play the ball.
what a difference the scoreline looks now.
Okay, you're 42 out.
It was 28-12 when he left. Now it's 46 to 12.
Yeah, Olakau'atu down this right-hand side. Just needed to play at his first thought.
Hold. Oh, okay.
He's made a return from those 2 weeks out.
Hear a pin drop here at TIO.
They have taken all the air out of this stadium, haven't they? Not too many have left at the moment, but on a milestone occasion. Such a reception for Josh Papalii. Then he scores the first try of the game. Just as the Hollywood scriptwriters would have it. And here they are, being blown off the paddock. And this could be their season, not quite mathematically all over, but it's tough from here because beyond this, they've got the Cowboys next week. As they go on the attack, Cook will kick here. Strange coming through. Picked up so nonchalantly there by Tom Trbojevic. Garrick ran one of the chasers off the ball, so it will be a penalty. But in the weeks ahead, the Raiders play the Cowboys, then the Panthers, then the Roosters. It's a tough run home, isn't it?
It certainly is.
So they've got it here 5 metres out. Just less than 15 minutes remaining now. Saw a miracle last night with what the Panthers did. This will be beyond a miracle here in this game as Starling comes out. Here's Papalii, who's close to stepping his way in for a second try today in game number 301. Starling dropping back. Fogarty. Pass goes to ground. Straight to Xavier Savage, though, but there's nothing doing as they wrap him up inside the Manley 20. Ben Trbojevic is out there now. All three brothers present and accounted for. Fogarty gets it back on the inside. Here is Tarpany. The post-game media conferences will be fascinating. I'll see some reaction quite here, obviously, in our post-game show on Fox League. Here's Hudson Young. Good tackle. Ruben Garrick jamming in. Stopped him a metre out. Kick there by Cook. Off the boot. Play on for Manley. Jake Trbojevic has it. Lachlan Croker took a bump there in his return from being out for a long time through concussions.
Yeah, big play from Ruben Garrick on the line. Hudson Young run a great line, as he always does.
And now Brooks, as they shift it again from inside their 20-point, they're playing with some confidence now. Really been played into form here. And off the break, of course, their last appearance before today was that 34-30 loss to the Roosters back in round 21. They finished with a rush of points there, helped out by some
40-20.
Some passing by the Roosters. There was some pressure there on Weeks coming across, but he was able to put the brakes on in time and keep it in play here for Canberra.
Yeah, it looks like it's really hard for them to find any sort of energy now. The Raiders, that sin bin really took it out of them. Manly were able to attack and held on to the ball. Been an age since they've been down the other end. Third tackle now, and they're just getting behind the ball now.
KO Weeks just struggling to get back. Seems to be maybe a knee concern.
Still under the watchful eye of the trainer out there as they come through Whitehead across the halfway line. Pops it out the back. Cleaned up here by Starling. Backwards, so play on is the call from the referee. But here's the last. Fogarty is the dummy half, so Cook, who's out there, goes the spiral. Catch made by Tom Trbojevic on the chest. No troubles there. Tries to put it in and away on that right edge defence. Now Ben Trbojevic says Manly work it away. Let's take a look at what they've got coming up. Warriors next week, then the Tigers away. They finish with two big ones, don't they? The Bulldogs and the Sharks. And those games, off the back of this win here today, Manly very much in the hunt for a top four place. It could come down to that game in round 27 against the Sharks to see who finishes in the top four. That would be a bumper clash right here on Fox League as Croker looks out from dummy half.
Well, both playing well at the right time of the year. Last night we saw the Sharks winning by 40.
A big scoreline, didn't they, against the Titans? It was played at. Ricochet there off a Raider. Stuck a leg out and Manly will have possession. No, the referee for the moment is saying that it was going to be a Canberra ball, but I think Jake Trbojevic said, no, sir, that should be ours. Instead, it is going to be Canberra.
Yeah, no, from first glance, it looked like he did play at it, but haven't seen the replay. The right call.
inside their own 40. Here's a shift by Canberra. Young. Go back to that moment, not long before half-time. He made the bust. Cook was there backing up, got a touch with his hand, but played it with the boot. Whistle blew. Should have been 6 points to Canberra. Instead, minutes later, a score before half-time Manley to change the game. Here is Tom Trbojevic at the 20. Good run there by Starling. Jumping out of dummy half, slow play the ball. Starling is blowing up. Need to keep their cool here, Canberra. If they are to be a chance of making the 8, they need all hands on deck, and they don't need anybody just losing their rag here at the back end of the game. 10 metres out, it's Young coming out to this right-hand side. We'll take the tackle there of Paseka in front of the uprights. Starling goes to Fogarty. First man option there on that right-hand side. Brooks did well defensively. Taken down with Simi Sasungi, and now Papalii has a full 360. Comes back to Hudson Young. Tapani, good offload. Hands out here to Chris through Ethan Strange, and said Chris goes in to score for Canberra. A long time between drinks between their second try and their third try, but they've got one here in this second half.
Yeah, not a lot doing for the Raiders, but they make most of it. Papalii runs into a cul-de-sac, finds the ball out the back there to Tapani. Beautiful hands from Ethan Strange, who's playing in the centre role after losing Jordan Rapinoe in the opening exchanges to a HIA. And Seb Chris able to cross in the left corner.
Yeah, nice skill there by Ethan Strange just to get that ball catch and pass on the outside. Would have loved to have seen him find some way to be around the ball a little closer. Great attacking player. Almost, I'd say, the rookie of the year.
A really nice play there from Tapani. He set up Papalii's try in the first half with a great sleight of hand.
Kick from the sideline by Jamal Fogarty. Well, he missed the one to the right-hand side of the uprights in the first half, which would have made it 23 in succession. The streak came to an end. So it's one in a row now as he tries to track down the record he now holds with Jared Croker and himself. Of course, the 2025 Premiership will kick off in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. Round one there. 4 games in total. Sharks and Panthers, Raiders and Warriors. Go to nrl.com/tickets to book your place to be there in person at Allegiant Stadium. So the contact there was Strange and Saab, and Jason Saab placed on report. Some high contact there on the man who delivered the ball for Seb Chris to score in the corner. And the man of the moment as far as Canberra are concerned, Josh Papalii, will play it there. This wasn't the milestone game. I guess it wasn't last week either in actual game 300 at Belmore. Tight affair there, but they've been blown off the paddock here today by the athletic outside backs of the Manley Seagulls. Tom Trbojevic, what a back five they have in speed. Levi Hopewada has really added something as far as speed and finishing on that left-hand side as well, as we saw earlier in the second half. He can run.
It's been terrific, hasn't he, Lehigh?
On this left-hand side. Comes out here to Hudson Young. Ball out the back. Starling. Keeping it alive through Whitehead. Now here is Weeks. Comes to Whitehead. Wrapping around the back. Speaking of speed, he can run the X-Man. Xavier Savage. Canberra go back to back.
Well, it troubled him in the first half, the Manly Seagulls. Couple of offloads once again. Throwing caution to the wind. Beautiful offload. That was late there from Hudson Young. And Starling drifting across, finds Whitehead. And KO Weeks flick pass back to Whitehead, who splits it between Trbojevic and Hopewada. And then Savage. And all of a sudden.
Gee, I wish they could have done this a little bit earlier in the second half here. The Canberra Raiders. Savage explodes onto the football. Quick game. Two young fellas with speed. finishes off well. Just amazing what an offload does to the defensive line. Just holds them up. Exactly what happened there. And Savage gets over.
Looking for confirmation here. Jamal Fogarty, time of the essence. 24 the difference, but all points, if there is a tie for 8th place perhaps. For and against could decide who makes the finals and who doesn't. So they're trying to score as many points as possible here. Fogarty at the back of the confirmation. Adds the extra 2. Boy, how did he miss that kick in the first half?
Yeah.
Because he has flushed them here again today.
Might have been a gentleman's agreement with he and Croker.
Might have been a tear in his eye. Like the Don going out to bat for the very last time. Here is Whitehead down the short side there. Savage can run. What an athlete. Schoolboy sprint sensation coming through the ranks. Took him some time to be a regular in the NRL for Ricky Stewart, but he is there now, and he's a great finisher when he gets the chance. Kick off here, taken by Savage right in front of that bank of Manly fans in the southeastern corner of GIO Stadium. What a drive it's going to be back up the Hume Highway. They'll be singing all the way home. The Eagle Rock, Daddy Cool Baby, blasting
just on repeat,
blasting all the way back home. Ross Wilson, he'll be hoarse by the time he gets back there. 25 short here at the halfway line. It comes back to Starling and then Fogarty. Look at that right-hand side. Play it there as Sunny is taken to ground. And now Fogarty looking for more points here. Well, Nathan Strange certainly can provide some. Good tackle by Garrick, though. Bulldogging effort to take him to ground there. Last play. From the sideline, Chris works it back, and Cook puts it high in the air. It's a floater, an awful one to catch here. Tom does well, Trbojevic to make the catch. Fire it away to Lehigh Hopewadi. He'll take it beyond the 30 here for men. And 75 minutes gone, and we've had 70 points scored. Didn't see that coming here today. And the way the game started, it was tight. Grinding affair, as you would have expected, with so much on the line. But boy, it opened up in the second half, especially when obviously it was 13 on 12. As Paseka plays it, now Brooks looking in, throwing a dummy out as well. Fogarty did well to make the tackle on him. Jay Trbojevic through Croker. Brown throws a big dummy. Nobody in the middle of the field in Canberra's line falling for that one. As Manley has one more play. Croker finds Cherry Evans. Cut out ball. What a pass. Garrick for Saab. Hemmed in. He'll take the tackle there. It won't matter because I think the pass from Cherry Evans had been called forward.
Yeah, brilliant pass from Evans. DCE, we've seen him come up with some wonderful plays. This is the pass.
No, that one was okay. This one here.
Well, that was okay too.
Either way, they weren't going anywhere.
No.
And as the Raiders work it away, they're going to regroup. Oh, now Hudson Young with a cramp to that right calf muscle there. Under some duress. Play on here as Whitehead gets back to his feet. Only 9 wins and 11 losses after 20 games, 4 games remaining for the Raiders beyond this here today, and they've got to try and regroup to get ready for the Cowboys next week, who are up next here on Super Saturday on Fox League. Cowboys at home taking on the Broncos. It's sold out, as is the one to follow. Dragons and Bulldogs. 2 games you won't want to miss a second of it. Weeks down that right-hand side, just outside the 20 here. Midway through the set, in this restarted set of 6. Fogarty. The inside there for Whitehead. Comes back to Papalii. Nothing doing. They're out of gas here at the moment, the Raiders. Plenty of hands on knees as they wait for this play the ball. Josh Papalii. Maybe he's got a bit of a cramp in the calf as well. Play on. Mariota in the middle of the field. One more for Canberra. Scored the last 2 tries of the game. An afternoon with plenty of them. Here is Fogarty. Cook does some stepping. Taken down there. Good tackle made by Olakuwatu. Now he's cramping up. It's catching here. And he can't get back to his feet. Try and work it out as well.
What's he doing there? He was shimmying along the ground.
He was row your boating. Trying to get off the field. Maybe he's a big Jess Fox fan. Inspired by the Fox family and the triple gold medals.
He was in the replay box.
Here he is.
Rumper stumper.
Now we're inside the final 2 minutes. Here is Brown. Comes out to Cherry Evans. Bullymore standing in the tackle there for a moment. Croker comes to Brown. Now Jake Trbojevic. Is there one more? They'll be delirious, those Manly fans here, that they can score before full time here. Now it's allowed kicks. Was there a knock backwards by Savage? Good call there by Grant Atkins. Back towards his own line. Here is Weeks. And he'll play at 20 out from his own line. Here's Savage showing it to the left-hand side. Stay with us for so much more to come right here on Super Saturday. It's a great day of rugby league. 28 seasons of Super Saturdays, and this is a beauty, up there with the best we've seen as far as 3 blockbusters. Oh, chance there for Brooks, almost comes up with the intercept. Play on here for Fogarty, but the bounce does him no favours, and it goes into touch, and nobody will be too keen to set a scrum here. 30 seconds remaining. Watch Brooks again. Whitehead, no looker. It's emphasis Sungy and all Brooks, who can really run. We know that.
He's had a day out, hasn't he? He's been in everything, hasn't he, Brooks? Daly Cherry Evans took the back seat in the first half, and Brooks has been outstanding.
He's been terrific since he moved across to the Seagulls, and to think over 200 game player Luke Brooks is on the way to playing his first final series.
Well, it ends the pain, the siren for the Canberra fans here today, but the Manly fans on their feet. They were chanting as the siren sounded to bring this one to a conclusion. At full time here in Canberra, what a win for Manly. So close to confirming their place now in the top 8. They've taken down the Raiders 46-24.